In the UK, young people have to pay a huge amount of money for motor insurance. So somebody who's 18 or 19 is, and they've just got their first car, they're going to be paying anywhere between £1,500 and £2,000 for just 1 year's motor insurance. That I read somewhere recently that the average young person is spending upwards of 10% of their income on just motor insurance. 10%. Now, obviously, there's a reason for it. Young people, a bit more reckless perhaps, and they're riskier drivers, and they're buying older cars which perhaps are not quite as well maintained, and all of these factors put it together, it means a higher risk for the insurer, therefore a higher premium. Unfortunately, all young people are being tarred with the same brush, because clearly not all young people are going to be reckless drivers. But there you go, that's the way it is. So new drivers paying huge sums of money for motor insurance, and I guess it might be the same for older drivers who have learned to drive for the first time. But at any rate, it's usually the young that are footing these huge bills. So what insurers tend to do is they fit these to the young person's cars, and basically it's a tracker. Inside here you'll have a GPS, you'll have a mobile phone transceiver in there for connecting to the mobile network to transmit data to them, and I'm guessing you'll have some sort of accelerometer to detect motion. And basically what this does, it will send data about the young person's driving habits, whether they're speeding, whether they're driving late at night when it's perhaps more dangerous, whether they're driving a lot on fast roads such as dual carriageways and motorways. And it might be that the insurance policy has certain restrictions by saying that you can only drive at certain times of the day, you can only do so many miles a year on fast roads or whatever. And this box will monitor what they're doing, and if they're misbehaving or not complying with the terms of the policy, then they can get their insurance cancelled, that sort of stuff. So that's what the purpose of these boxes are, and I'm guessing that when a young person has one of these fitted and they are then behaving properly, they're not speeding, they're driving when they should do, and all the rest of it, that data gets transmitted back to the insurer. The insurer can see that they're compliant, and hopefully that means that their premiums are reduced. I think that's basically how it works at the end of the day. But what I thought might be interesting is that we open one of these up and just have a look inside it. Now, this particular one, the owner of the car that had this particular box fitted changed their insurance, and they're now on a policy that doesn't require a box, and the former insurer said, well, you can just detach this box and throw it away. I thought, well, why throw it away? Let's have a look inside and see what it's all about. Now, it's got an IMEI number on there, which means it's obviously got some sort of mobile phone transceiver in there. I assume it'll have a SIM card, or it might be an eSIM. I would imagine it's going to be a SIM card. I don't know. When I actually removed it from the car, you'll see here that it's got an LED. It's no longer flashing, but when the box was at rest for a few minutes, it would flash green on and off at a regular interval. It would flash, but as soon as you moved it, it would go solid green. And I'm guessing there is some sort of movement detector in their accelerometer or something of that nature, and that means that the box is then active and will start monitoring the movement of the car. And I guess when it's stationary, perhaps it goes into a low power mode. And the reason I say low power mode, because I think there might be a battery in here, because the flashing green light was still present when I had taken it out of the car. So it's obviously got its own power source in there, but it's not flashing anymore. That power source is only relatively modest, I guess. So it's either a small battery in there, possibly a capacitor holding a certain amount of charge, I don't know. let's just have a quick look at this. And you see, so there's the box, and on the back it did have a sticker, double-sided sticker, and it was stuck right to the top of the battery on the car. And then you've just got two leads, a negative and a positive. They got bolted into the battery terminals on the car, and that's it. That's all it is. You can see that it's got a long cable which is all being taped up in this case. I'm assuming in some cars the position of the box has to be a distance away from the battery or whatever, so there's lots of cable there, but in this case all that cable wasn't needed, so it was just all wrapped up and taped together. Now the actual unit is held together with these clips, and I'm guessing that all we need to do is to try and pry these clips open and see what's inside. It doesn't look like it's sealed any more than that, so if I can get my little spudgery thing and see if we can start opening up and crack it open. I'm actually looking at this through the camera, oh, there we go. That seems to start lifting it up. Let's do the end ones. Like I say, we should have a GPS receiver in there, something for the mobile phone side of things, and also some form of accelerometer. Now I have to say that I'm no expert at electronics, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to see a bunch of electronics in there. That's what I'm expecting to see, and I'm not going to know what the hell it is, but you may be an expert, in which case you can have a look, and hopefully it'll be of interest to you. Let's see if I can get these other clips out. There's one there. Is that coming? I might have done. This cable's in the way, unfortunately, so let's make it a bit more difficult. But we shall persevere and hopefully get this beastie open. Assuming it won't clip itself back together again, which is what it seems to be trying to do. Let's do these side ones. That'll be easier. Get these open. I'm quite surprised actually it only clipped together. I would have thought it would have been sealed in some way. But and it's starting to open up, and you can see the box of tricks inside the box. I'm sorry about this, I'm struggling here to see why these two clips at the end are giving me... I'll have to go off camera with this, I just can't do it in front of the camera. We shall get into this by hook or by crook. But these two clips at the back, for some reason, are being very obstinate, and they don't want to come out. So we shall have to give them some gentle persuasion. That one come out? I think that one's come out. And then this one. And that should be all of them. It's still... Oh, there's one small clip there, I think, which is persisting. Oh. Well, we're almost there. I'm just trying to see what's holding it together. Right, okay, so here we go. I think there's some gunk in the back, like gluey type material. You can see there, white. And it's actually unclipping the battery there, which is fine. So yes, it did have some rechargeable batteries in there. Let's have a look at that. Let's see. Crikey, they're glued down. Wow. Ugh. I just wanted to see, I mean, there are obviously a couple of AAA type size batteries. So what have we got here? I can't actually see any. 230 milliamps, 7.2 volts. Pretty much all we need to know, I think. But that is, for some reason, that is really stuck together with that glue. But there we go. So what have we got inside? Well, like I said, I don't necessarily know what is what in these things. But, so there's the battery, obviously. Telet, I don't know, IMEI, so that's going to be, sorry, I'm got that in the frame there, so that's going to be for talking to the mobile phone network. I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure people watching may very well know. I don't think there's anything on the back of these boards. And if there is, if it's, oh yeah, that's coming up easy enough. Let's have a quick look. Now I can just quickly see inside there, and bring the light down. And no, nothing particularly fascinating in there. So it doesn't look overly complex in terms of electronics, but yeah, it's going to have the GPS receiver in there somewhere. I don't know which bits are which. I was almost expecting to see a SIM card, but I'm guessing it's like an eSIM or something like that. Not entirely sure how they work, but I'm sure they program them up to register with, I don't know, a particular network, is it, or group of networks? I have no idea. I would imagine there's a certain amount of onboard memory somewhere there, so where the car is being driven in an area where there is no mobile phone reception, then obviously it's still getting the satellite data, so it can store that, and then when the satellite signal is back again, the mobile phone signal is back again, it can then transmit the collated data, but that's just a guess on my part. So there you go, not a massive amount in there. But I just thought that was a bit interesting. We just opened that up, and I'm just trying to see, I mean, if I could probably do with a magnifying glass or something, so I could bring these components up a little bit further to see if we can, there we go. So if I can look at some of the component numbers on some of these chips, or if you want to get some better light on it, see if we can see. That's probably flooding it out there. There we go, some chip numbers there. It's upside down, admittedly, but there we go. And there's the mobile phone gubbins. Made in China, of course. M-Bus. M-Bus. Now, I'm not sure what M-Bus is. I've heard of M-Bus, but I don't know. Again, I'm no expert on electronics. Just trying to see if we can take that. There's a green blob on that particular chip there. I'm just going to rub that off. I don't know what the green blob means. But if I rub some of that off, we might be able to see more about the chip there if you want to look some of the chip numbers up. I wonder if I can zoom in a bit. Well, that will help. As I say, all the chips are in different orientations, so we get a better view of that bigger chip there. There we go. So there we have it. The inside of an insurance black box fitted to the cars, predominantly of young drivers. And that's what's inside them. So I hope you found that interesting. Bit different. And I suppose the next thing to do is chuck it in a bin. I don't know what to do with it. Perhaps there's something that we can do with these. But if there is, I have no idea what. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. And got some more videos on the way, bits and pieces, some more kits and clever stuff, and a quick flash of something here that I'm going to make, which is a DS0138 oscilloscope, which is quite unusual because I haven't got a bloody clue what to do with it. Anyway, that's a different matter. Thanks for watching. Catch you again soon. Bye.